Sergio Perez believes that he is often held to a higher standard than the likes of Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Sergio Perez believes that drivers such as Lewis Hamilton, George Russell and Charles Leclerc are given an easier ride by the media than him and Max Verstappen amid the growing questions over his long-term future at Red Bull. The 33-year-old won 2 races early in the season but has since fallen out of Drivers' Championship title contention after a string of poor performances, including 5 straight weeks without making it into Q3. Perez's lackluster showings have seen his position at Red Bull called into question by many of his critics, while Daniel Ricciardo's recent return to the grid with AlphaTauri fueled rumors that he could replace the Mexican driver in the not-too-distant future. It is certainly not easy to shine as a teammate of Verstappen, though, and Perez believes that the difficulty of such a task has been a factor in the level of scrutiny aimed in his direction. 90% of the drivers would sink next to Verstappen, he told Spanish outlet Mundo Deportivo. If you are not mentally strong, you can't be at Red Bull. You should not underestimate the level of pressure you are under here. Red Bull is a team where if you have a bad session you have 5 drivers in your sights. It's constant pressure from the press. Perez went on to insist that he is given a harder time than many of his F1 rivals, including Hamilton, by the media as a result of the increased pressure he finds himself under at Red Bull. He has only beaten Verstappen on 2 occasions in 2023 thus far, while he already trails his Dutch teammate in the individual standings by a margin of 110 points after just 11 races. In these 3 years I have never seen this in any other team before, added Perez. With Ferrari, Aston Martin, Mercedes, you name the team, all their drivers have had bad moments, but it's okay. It's not like Red Bull, you have a bad moment and you have to leave the team. Verstappen is now almost certain to wrap up his 3rd Drivers' Championship title between now and the end of the year, with his imperious form leading to questions about whether he can already be considered as one of the greatest drivers of all time. Perez is under no illusion regarding the Dutchman's talent after experiencing it firsthand over the last few years and believes that everybody on the grid would struggle to beat him in equal machinery. I'm not saying none, but few drivers on the current grid could beat Verstappen with the same car, explained Perez. People sitting on sofas watching the race underestimate how sensitive drivers are to settings. There are cars that make it easier for you. There are moments in the season when you are more comfortable with the car and it starts to get out of hand. You have to compensate a lot for handling and it doesn't come so naturally to you. In the end you start to see very small differences that become very big. I am calm because I am giving the best of me, but without a doubt, he judges himself very differently from the Red Bull drivers. Public opinion will always be there and it is normal. I focus on mine.